Hello, all you Taurians, and welcome to your 2022 Fall-Spring Equinox reading. Of course, the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into the Fall Equinox, and the Spring Equinox is what the Southern Hemisphere is moving into. In this reading, we're going to be looking at the energies that are going to be going on during this equinox for you. We are going to start off by pulling a card here from the Energy Oracle cards, and any of the cards I use in a reading, I do put in the description box below. And this is going to be what energies are you coming into this equinox period with. One more time. All right. So for our Taurians, what energy would you like them to know that they're coming into this equinox with? All right, actually, they do want this one right here. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and we'll look at this one first. And you've got action, so you have movement going on. Definitely coming in here. This does remind me of the Knight of Pentacles card in the Standard Tarot, which is about there's movement, but it's slow, steady movement. But we'll see what energy it talks about in here that the creator would like you to know about. So this is energizing effort, willingness to work. This card tells you that now is the time for more aggressive movement forward. The galloping horses represent intentional and concerted action directed towards your goals. So this card indicates that you are on the right track, but your determined efforts must increase. The white horse is inner action of spirit and thought, and the black is the outer work that still needs to be done. So continue taking action and trust your intuition. In time, you'll break through and see the results you've been working so hard to create. So I really feel like this is the energy that's been going on. This is what's brought you, and what you're coming into this with is you've been moving, going, and we'll see what else they want to add to that for this equinox period. We're going to use the Runic Tarot to pull a couple items, and I'll explain as I pull cards for those. And one more. All right, so first we're going to pull a couple cards, or at least one, to tell us what brought you to this point with this energy. So what, okay. All right, so not just one or two, but four. So obviously a lot of action that brought you here. And then we're also going to pull cards here that represent what your shadow wants you to know. What skinny do they want to give you on this? You know, your shadow is your behind the scenes tour guide that takes you, it knows what's going on behind the scenes. It knows what's going on beneath the surface. So it can give you unique perspectives on your life path. So what would your shadow like you to know about this equinox period? And then this is going to be representing what the spirit world, what your guides and all those beautiful, guardian angels and your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, spirit, the creator. What else would they like you to know about the equinox period? So what would you like them to know, please? Okay, you actually have three of those up here. All right. So we'll start with these, and then we'll move into these other ones as well. But let's see what brought you to this point of where you were just so ready for this action. You've been doing a lot of the, inner and outer kind of work, both, in the spiritual world, your emotional world, your mental world, as well as the outside physical world. So you do have the Knight of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. So again, the Knight coming in here. So you did have a lot of movement in your thoughts and your beliefs, really connecting with that Ace of Swords here in their hands, to the capital T truths of the higher world that are more rooted in the unconditional love, which allows you to cut away and slice away some of the small T truths of the human side of your life, which are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. So you did have this movement in your thoughts and your beliefs. Yep, and then you had the Five of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your energies. And the Five of Wands would represent movement of an energy, of how you perceived it. So you would have looked at, especially with the old thoughts and beliefs, you might have looked at people's actions and people's energies of being more rooted in fear, and that they're doing things to win and to get in control of other people and whatever it might be. But you know, especially this card here, they're burning a witch at the stake. But you're like the viewpoint changes to where you see it more that it was for you instead. Like in this case, it would be like these people weren't really setting them on fire. They were just training her to resist the flames so that she could protect herself later. And so the individuals with these wands in the beginning, like if the scene started with you seeing them trying to set her on fire, like, oh my gosh, this is, you know, so of fear, right? But then you realize when she's able to accomplish it, and maybe it catches on fire, and then they put out the fire because they're out of love, helping her train to improve her skills. So you have this transformation of intentions. You're seeing the energies from a different point of view, and that because of this change of mindset that you had. Yeah, and you have the Two of Pentacles. So Two Pentacles is about balancing, your choices and how you're choosing to see the stories that are out in the world, balancing the higher and the lower, so it's like a chariot, right? Where there's two horses that are pulling the chariot. That's like your power of choice. And this Two of Pentacles is letting you know that you have that power to choose what something means in your life. And they're always either of, like I said, unconditional love, or of the fear of losing conditional love. So really a lot of wisdom that you gleaned through this change of mindsets, this change of energy. So a beautiful ebb and flow of the awareness in those energies. Yeah, and then you have the Page of Wands. So yeah, definitely Pages of Wands. You received messages from Spirit. So you definitely were in tune, like I mentioned here, with your intuition. But the Page of Wands also is about you realizing a new level of your energy, a new level of your just drive, ambition, your passions, that you've taken things to a whole new level energetically. And that does come about where you kind of get flooded a little bit with energy when you change your mindsets, where it's not so looking outward and so outward focused. That energy that you're no longer investing outwardly comes back to you, which helps as well. So I love this. We're also going to take a look here and see what your shadow wants you to know. So this is what brought you to this point. You're like feeling this wonderful balance, spending energy inward as well as outward, but you're not like out of balance with all of those. What does your shadow self wants you to know about these next 3 months with this equinox? What are you going to do with all this? Six of Wands. Swords. So Six of Swords, like you said, with the swords, this is movement, more movement in your thoughts and your beliefs. You're moving from choppy waters to calmer waters, and you're letting old ways of thinking go and making room for new ways of thinking. So this is what you're going to continue to do. Really apply this beautiful Ace of Swords, Knight's Quest. So they're in this pursuit of higher truths, which you are finding and you're questing after, which allows you to make this movement. So they're letting you know that you continue to do that. And another Knight, yeah. I had to figure with all these horses, you have a lot of movement here. And the Knight of Pentacles tells you that part of your quest that you're on is also about your worth, your self-worth, and your value, how you determine your value within this physical world. And this balancing is beautiful for that, because you're not just trying to define yourself by the outside world, which I call retail price. What's your value to others? You are finding this within here, within yourself. That's what this knight quest after is, this Ace of Pentacles, which is finding your wholeness and your completeness from within, from that connection to the higher realms. So the Knight of Pentacles also brings you this message about be patient, because especially with the outside world, because you don't change from the outside in, you change from the inside out. So over these next 3 months, you are going to start to see these interactions you've done really start to show the fruit of that, journey and that you've been doing, that inner work that you've been doing, and you're going to see it come to fruition more and more in the outside world. Just be patient with it, because it takes time for that to seep out and get out into the outer world. So that's what your shadows want you to know about this, with its unfolding. So it's like, just be patient. You are having this beautiful, there is movement. They're definitely saying there's movement. And the Knight of Pentacles is movement. All the knights are movement, action, right? But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest, because the other three are all inner things. You got your thoughts, and then you have Knight of Cups is your emotions. The Knight of Wands is your inner energy. Knight of Pentacles is the only one that's the outside world. Season. Oh yeah, because we're talking about seasons right now, right? What do you know? Fall and spring. So it's telling you, yes, this season has its purpose, but just know everything on the outside world takes a little more time. Now let's see what the heavenly realm, your spirit guides and your angels and everyone in the upper world. Oh my gosh. I told you. Knights. Action. This is just hilarious. I love how synchronistic it all is. So they're letting you know that, yeah, you are also having this movement in your energies. The wands can also be your spiritual energy. So they're saying, yes, you are definitely moving into this new level of energy. You have this total movement and action that you have been putting into your life, whereas you before might have felt stagnant. You have totally it's with all these horses, it's like a derby, right? Where they're all the gates just open, and you have all these horses that are stampeding through and having this beautiful, beautiful movement in your life. I love it. And then you have the sun, which in this one, horses pulling the sun in a chariot. Normally the sun card doesn't have chariot, or usually has a horse on it, but you have two horses. So beautiful, brilliant fire again. You are just shining so much light into so much areas of your life. You are allowing yourself playfulness. They are wanting you to return to this place, nudging you toward being childlike, which is what you're doing. You're cutting away a lot of these old thoughts and these beliefs that were restricting you, which are allowing you to get back to that unconditional place instead of a place of conditional love. So most successful, brilliant, victorious cards, at least one of the top 3 or 4, depending on your point of view and your opinion, but a lot of individuals say that this is the biggest. You got all this fire coming in here too. What else do you have here? Yep, makes sense. You have the Hermit card here, which is actually, no, I'm sorry. It looks like the Hermit card, but it's the 9 of Wands. Again, more Wands energy, perseverance. The 9 is the Hermit card in the Major Arcana, which this is about you turning inward to really grasp your energy and your Wands energy and those abilities here. So you definitely do have this inner reflection that they do want you to continue, which they mentioned with that white horse. So I'm absolutely loving this. I do want to put the horsies up here though. So definitely they're saying that this inner time that you will take during these 3 months is beneficial. It's part of your movement here. In fact, yeah, I want to put all the horses up here. There we go. because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 horses. So definitely movement, movement, movement. And I do want to take, next we're going to look here at these beautiful seed and sickle cards, which it's a very unique deck, because what it does is it has, just one deck, but it has 2 books that come with it. One is like the dawn and the other's the dusk. And I'm going to use these to determine what's falling away during this equinox and what is sprouting in its place. So we're going to pull one card and then see the 2 sides of it, kind of like this, right? So let's take a look. Let's see what else Creator and Spirit would like you to know. What's falling away during this equinox and what is going to sprout in its place. All right, so for our Taurians. All right, there's this one right here. And you have the mushroom, card number 31. So we'll put that right here. And first of all, we'll take a look and see what is going to be falling away. And so the mushroom talks about that most funguses grow underground and emerge on the surface to form bands of mushrooms commonly known as fairy rings. Common lore suggests that stepping into these rings will put you in danger of being ensnared by fairies, so watch your step. And drawing this card suggests that decisions you have made in the past are already starting to take effect, and for better or worse, you can't change them now. If it transpires that you've made the wrong choice, now is the time to learn something from it and make a different decision next time, or you'll be stuck in a never-ending circle of repeating your errors. So I love that, because this is basically saying that the actions that you have made, that you have been learning from them. And during this equinox, you definitely are learning what you're letting go of and making these different decisions that are in more alignment with where you're at. I mean, these definitely, especially the Chariot here and these, it's the power of choice. Every moment you get to choose what each moment means, like what story you're going to apply to it, and what emotion you want to feel as you go through it. So you're learning what you do want to continue to feel and what you do want to continue to apply, what story to apply. But there's other ones you're like, I don't like when I feel that way, and I don't like applying that meaning to that situation. I'm going to change it up. But let's see what else that they want you to say here, what's going to be sprouting up in place of these falling away. And it says, just like fungus bodies that spread underground, hiding until they're ready to flourish upwards, you've been busy working away in the background, right? You're behind the scenes. You're wearing yourself thin for the sake of those who don't even realize you've been burning the candle at both ends. And if you're not careful, you'll reach a point where you'll burn yourself out. So catch this behavior before it gets out of control. Find someone to help you with your workload or compromise on areas that don't require as much attention. Be your own helping hand and find a way to balance the energy better or differently, right? So you definitely are the sunny, this fiery energy that's coming in. It is focusing on this balance, understanding those things. That's what you end up with. That's what replaces that other type of energy. And then the last card that we're going to pull for you is going to be from these Wisdom of the Avalon, which basically is, what reward do you have? What energy are you going to be at the end, toward the end of the equinox, that once you reach all of this, what are you going to be moving into the solstices with? So let's take a look here. Let's see what kind of reward is possible for you. And one more time. All right, so for our Taurians, what would you like them to know about the energy they end up with? Okay, they actually didn't want any of those. They wanted that one right there. Do you have the Hawk, Omens and Messages? And that is card number 11. So let's see what this brings you. So when the hawk appears, expect a message to be delivered to you to aid you in your quest. And you definitely are on quests. 3 quests, if not more. Perhaps a telephone call from a friend will help you solve a mystery, or a chance meeting with someone may solve a riddle. You may literally see writing on a wall or overhear a conversation between strangers that reveals your own answer unexpectedly. You will know it when it happens. So be open to messages from others and be aware of omens and signs in nature. The world is constantly attempting to communicate with us, but we human beings have forgotten how to listen. So remember who you are, an intrinsic part of the great mystery of life. Listen and learn. This is the gift of the hawk as he soars into your life from Avalon's skies. Yeah, and you had the messages from above here too. And I mean, just major communication with all this action and activity and energy coming in. Continue to trust that inner intuition, balance both worlds, and you will definitely really tune in and fine-tune your skills and your ability to hear the messages from above. You're going to learn during this equinox period how to raise your vibration consciously from chaos and fear of the outside world to match that of the higher realm, which is of unconditional love, joy, and laughter and peace. So I am loving this adventure for you, all you Taurians. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these readings, I also put out weekly energy updates for each individual zodiac sign. Also, I put out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign, as well as a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be updated immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you will be notified of any new videos that do come out on this channel. Doing that also helps spread the love, and it does help my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video or you share a video, comment on a video, subscribe to the channel, especially doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy happy it does want to share the messages of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am so very grateful. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below, as well as my new sliding price scale for my recorded readings, because now instead of having one set price, there's like 2 or 3 different prices, so you can choose the price that is in more alignment with your budget instead of having just one set one. Again, all that is listed in the description box below. Alrighty, mighty Taurians, as you gallop through this equinox period, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things, and of course I love you too. Have an amazing equinox. I'm sure we'll be talking very soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.